To start off, Arctech Solar produces solar tracking equipment. Now, how does solar tracking work, and what are the benefits that it brings to solar energy projects?
Right. So actually, thanks for the introduction. So Arctech is a solar tracking and racking company. As to the question of how does solar tracker works, actually solar tracker has basically three functions. First is to boost the energy yield for solar projects, basically to increase the solar irradiance, to increase the power energy generations. And second is to protect the modules and the whole solar projects from wind damages, so that it protects actually safety mode when wind comes. So basically it gets to protect the solar modules from damages. And third is it has also backtracking function to provide a shading effect from happening to solar modules, so that it can in reverse impact the generations in general for the whole solar plant. So this is what the solar tracker do if you compare that with the traditional fixed structures, fixed racking.
That's interesting. So there are challenges for solar developers, such as uneven ground and high winds and so on. So is that a differentiator for your company in terms of how you resolve those problems for developers?
Right. Right now, we can see the industry, is growing technically, in a very fast way. So we can see the solar cell technology innovations in the industry to increase the efficiencies. But in reverse, it actually gets to increase the solar module sizing in terms of the solar format. So actually, right now, the large format modules, caused by the wafer technology, caused by the solar cell technology, has, caused the issue to the downstream, technologies such as trackers. So I think large format modules could pose a very good, big threat or challenge to the solar trackers. So this is number one, I think. And number two is probably the wind complexities in different area, different regions that can poses challenges to structures, because wind complexity, if you think wind engineering as a very big topic, could pose a very big threat to the safety and security of a whole solar plant. So this is second. And third is probably the uneven ground, the slope that we're probably facing the scarce land supplies, for solar projects that could pose, challenges technically to a solar tracker design. So actually, those are, some of the biggest challenges that we're having in solar industries. So for Arctech, we're trying to always, tackle those challenges. Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, land scarcity is one of the problem it's not going to go away. It's going to get bigger. Yeah, absolutely. So now, how much solar tracker capacity do you have currently installed globally, and in which markets are you seeing most growth at the moment?
Right. So up to this point, I think for Arctech, in terms of the tracker supplies, we have supplied, I think to this point, more than 13 gigawatts to the global markets so far. So we're one of the companies, I think one of the biggest companies for solar tracker supplies that can enter probably 10 gigawatt club. So for the markets, I think we see traditionally Arctech very advantageous markets in Asia. So we have around 30-40% market shares in Asia traditionally. So that's our biggest market. And also we see Middle East, because this market has been very technically innovative market. So we are seeing a 40-50% market share of Arctech in Middle East alone. So that's also one of our most growth in. And also Latin America. So we entered Latin America like long ago in Mexico. So right now we're covered all over Mexico, Colombia, Chile, Brazil, Argentina. So we're quite good. You're seeing great potentials in the whole Americas as a solar generation potential market. So I think I would like to define those three markets as we see most growth in. Yeah,
that's a very extensive area.
It is. Yeah.
So one of the other questions on a lot of people's minds, I suppose, at the moment is supply chains as well, for various reasons. Now many industries across the globe have been impacted by commodity price inflation. Have you been affected by higher raw material prices? And what are your plans for the way ahead and how to deal with that?
Right. this is a common issues that we're facing in this, not only this industries, but a lot of industries. So we're seeing from last year, the roaring steel pricing globally, and also because trackers are mostly structures, made by solar, like steels. And also we're seeing a rocketing, logistic price that we can ship from China and elsewhere to different ports.
Right.
So we can see the challenges posed by raw materials as well as shipping. So, to tackle those challenges, I think what Arctech plans to do is to, have our own factories, not only in China, but expand our presence and manufacturing capabilities globally. So last year we had our, JV factories in India to not only supply local projects, but also to supply globally to different projects overseas. And meantime, we're actually seeking the possibility to join hands with the local developers here in the U.S. to set up a local manufacturing, boosted by the acts of the U.S. to incentivize the local manufacturing. Besides, we're expanding our capability of sourcing OEM capabilities and capacities globally, like in Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Latin America, Brazil, Argentina, etc. So a lot of OEM services can enable Arctech to find the best alternative, solution of supply to different projects globally to make sure the landing cost makes sense to our clients.